Hello everyone and welcome to Long's Toys. I have another Tomica Hyper Rescue Drive Head review for you today. This is the Sonic Doberman John. Not really sure where the name comes from, but it does kind of have like a cool dog head you can kind of see right there. Definitely a very interesting design, but I think it's pretty cool. It does come with the little chip, of course, to use with the drive gear, so we'll take a look at that. There's the top of the box. Bottom of the box is the same. Over here just kind of shows the toy and then the other robots. And then of course it is meant to combine with the Black Max, which we'll take a look at down there. Taking a look on the back, again just kind of shows you how that goes and also shows off the jet that they did, the black and gold repaint of the Sonic jet. So that's pretty much it for the packaging, pretty standard. Let's go ahead, get out of the packaging, and we'll take a closer look. Alright, so here is the Sonic Doberman John, which I'll probably just call the Doberman John, or just John from now on, throughout the rest of the review. So here you go. Now, if you watched the review I did of the Bulldozer support vehicle, you may somewhat recognize this. This is kind of a repainted, retooled version of that toy. Instead of the dozer claws, it has these Gatling guns, as you can see here. And I guess the other real major difference is this whole section here, which if I take this out, you can see this has the giant gun on the top, which we will take a look at later on when we have the robots equip it. But it's a really nice giant rifle, which I think looks really good. And then this piece here, which has the kind of dog head with the jaws, and then this little Gatling gun spins. This is kind of the same as a car. You can see they both have the tab, and then they both have the hole on the bottom. So if you wanted, you could plug a car in here, just like that. And I believe the Bulldozer does come with a car. So if you had the Bulldozer version, it would look pretty much very similar like this, except these would be kind of dozer claw hands instead of Gatling guns. And then obviously painted differently. So if you have a car, you can go ahead and pop it in there. Otherwise, they have this kind of blocky unit. But I kind of love the dog head. I think the red eyes look good. The jaw looks good. That's all paint. None of that is stickers, which I appreciate. It does have a couple stickers, obviously here on the side. There's a sticker here on the side, on the top, some on the back, down here. And you can see this is going to be our robot, which we'll get to in a second. So, yeah, I guess that's it. It rolls pretty well, as you can see. It has tank treads here, but they don't move at all or anything like that. They just have wheels on the bottom, as you can see. And then you can mount the gun back in here. You can see the little indentation, and that's for the clip. So you drop that right in there, and then he's got this pretty awesome, like, sniper rifle type scope. I like it a lot. For the robot transformations, very simple. Take this back off. Sometimes is a little bit easier said than done. Put that off to the side. You're going to stand it up, and you can just rotate these 90 degrees down, and that's going to kind of give you the treads slash feet for the little robot here. You can see the eyes right there. And then you're just going to extend the hands down like this. And that's pretty much a robot. Now you can extend these fists out if you like. And then you can have him hold this gun if you want. Or you can take this off, put the fists back in, take these Gatling guns off the top, and then you want to connect them to the hands. You can see where the giant cutout is, and that's for the tank tread. So you just go ahead, pop that on, and you can see it fits on there perfectly. Same with the other one. And then he can have two Gatling gun fists if you like that. Now, because of how the arms are connected, this is just a stagnant piece. There's no articulation there. So the only articulation you're going to get is at this shoulder connection and then the ball joint here in the like elbow, as well as you have that second connection in the lower part of the elbow. So you can kind of move it around and do what you like, but that's all the articulation you're going to get out of the arm. But I think it looks pretty cool. I definitely like him with two giant Gatling gun hands. And I love the simplistic robot face design with just like the eyes. It looks very like 80s or something. I think it's fun. Like Number Johnny 5. If Number Johnny 5 had giant Gatling gun hands. So I'm going to take these off and put these back on here. And the other thing that the packaging shows, if you pop the fists back out, put the gun on here, and you can take the riot shield from the Black Max, and I'm going to take the light bar off for this, put that off to the side, pop the fist out. Now you kind of have to get creative with the way you attach it, because unfortunately he has this large bump right here which kind of gets in the way of this bracket, so you kind of have to, I'm trying to think, how did I do this earlier? I think you have to turn this almost like that, and then just put this straight out like that. You can't fold it in. As you can see, it hits that right there. So you can do something like this though. So then he can have the riot shield and the giant rifle. And then what they want you to do is take these off and give them to Black Max. But actually, to do that, we have to switch out the arms. So I'll do that in a minute. But this is essentially the look that they want you to do. Unfortunately, because of how the ball joint is, it gets kind of loose and falls to the ground. But I guess you could try to maybe fold it in a little bit like that. But it's still kind of loose. But I think it's pretty neat. You can use the riot shield and the giant scope rifle. And he's one mean little robot you do not want to mess with. So I think that's a pretty cool look. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring in the Black Max and show you how to connect these. So basically you're going to connect the arms exactly as I showed you previously, where you slide them on so that they fit over top with the cutouts for the tank treads. And then you're going to have to completely remove the arms from Doberman John, which apparently is a little difficult because this one's really tight. There we go. Then you're going to take off Black Max's arms and just switch them out. And then you have Black Max with giant Gatling gun arms. And you can, of course, put these back onto Doberman John so you don't leave him handless. And then you can give him the scope back if you like. And actually with him, you could put the riot shield back on how it's supposed to, because now he's got the arms that don't have the tank treads. Trank treads? The tank treads. So he could wield the shield a little bit more naturally. Or just kind of have it off to the side. But the scope's kind of heavy, so it looks like that wants to fall down. So, not perfect, I guess, but it's just the luck of the draw. You could have him do something like that. Or you could probably do... Oh, this might be cool. If I were to put this in his hand the other way... Bear with me one second. There you go. And then you can have the scope balance on the shield. Makes him incredibly front heavy, but it looks cool. It's like, reminds me of something like a Gundam would do. He can shield himself while firing the gun. That's pretty cool. I like that a lot, actually. It's pretty cool. If it didn't make him so incredibly front heavy, it would be a really cool pose. But he just kind of falls forward. So that's unfortunate. But they're all, you know, poses that are possible. So there's a lot of playability here. There's lots of different configurations you can do. And I apologize, this guy's just completely fallen over on me now. Come on, Doberman John. Stand up here, buddy. You can, of course, take these off, pop the fist back out, and then you can have him use the rifle if you want. You could have one rifle hand, one Gatling gun hand. Lots of different possibilities, which I think is fun. I think that's like one of the biggest draws of this toy line to me is all the interconnectivity, all the mixing and matching of accessories, and how they're all kind of universal and everybody can use everybody else's accessories. You could, of course, put these Gatling gun hands on any of the other robots because the connections for the arm are all universal. You could put anyone else's arms on Doberman John. Anyone could use the riot shield, any of that good stuff. So I think it's a lot of fun. I love the cohesive color scheme as well. I like that they're both black and gold. So I think they look really, really good together. So we have this new chip here that we need to try out for Doberman John. As you can see there, Sonic Doberman John. So first of all, turn this on. We have to first load in the Black Max. Now I have to transform. Alright, then I should be able to take this one off and put on the new one. So you get a pretty awesome Gatling gun sound there. Apparently that's all you get. So just real quick, I'm going to turn it off and turn it back on again. And we'll start off with this just to show. So when you try to use a support vehicle without first loading one of the main robots, it just tells you, hey, this is meant to combine with the SIB Max. So in case you were curious what would happen if you used it by itself. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It didn't really say the name of the vehicle when I did the Synchro Gatai, so I'm kind of glad I put it in by itself just so it would at least say the name. But it did have the Synchro Gatai with the SIB Max, and then it's just crazy Gatling gun sounds, which are pretty impressive, but I'm kind of bummed that that's all it does. I'm starting to think that the main three have most of the sounds for this, and I guess I get that. Since this guy's kind of a fringe character, they didn't load that many sounds in this, because it probably only has so many sounds that it can contain. You know, and they kind of wanted to save them for the original three and the upgrades of the original three and all that kind of stuff. So, but still pretty cool that the reader does have sounds and combination for these two chips. So I think this is another really fun release. I know that they did kind of already use this mold as the bulldozer, and it's just kind of a repaint and retool of an existing mold, but I still think it looks great. The color scheme's great. I love the crazy dog head that's included in that piece in the middle. The Gatling gun pieces are really cool. The giant scope is really cool. The connectivity with the Black Max is really cool. I love the vehicle mode, the robot mode. I don't really have anything bad to complain about this guy. I think it's really fun. I could understand how if you already have the bulldozer version, you might not want to spring for this version because they're similar, but I think they're different enough that it warrants having both of them. Plus, since it's a support vehicle, it's not terribly expensive. It's somewhere in the area of like $20 before shipping. And you do get the chip for the Doberman John, which you can use in the drive gear. So I think it's a fun release. I really do. I mean, you can always count on the black and gold color scheme to work on pretty much whatever toy you put it on. It always looks pretty good. Also, I don't know if anyone else is getting this, but when you have the two Gatling guns connected on the top, it gives me kind of like a rabbit look, and it kind of reminds me of USADA Lettuce from Go Busters. Anybody? Anybody else thinking that same thing? I don't know. Maybe because he doesn't really have feet either. He just kind of rolls around. In any case, I think it's a really cool release. I definitely recommend picking it up. But I want to hear from you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Please like and share this video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you've enjoyed this look at Sonic Doberman John from Tomica Hyper Rescue Drive Head. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching.